Hey, how you doing? This is John,
Hi.
and welcome to John's Long Box. We're here with Lori, and I always say your name wrong, Calcatera. Oh,
Calcaterra. Close
I
enough.
almost had. I knew I stumbled. I could tell when I hit that hurdle and tripped, like I failed to trip. Calcatera, how you doing?
I'm good. I love your opening. Your picture at the end is great. It always makes me chuckle.
The story behind that photo is I lived in Queens in a three-story walk up in a
Mhm.
one-bedroom apartment, and Halloween for 15 years nobody ever came for Halloween because nobody would
Yeah.
ever walk up the stairs,
Yeah.
So when I moved out here, I was like, I like Halloween, but if I dress up and I'm the new guy in town, am I going to be a weirdo? So I didn't dress up, and a million kids came to the door, and I'm like,
Oh, of course they did.
yeah, I'm going to dress up. So I dress up as Odin. Odin's my favorite fictional character.
Yes.
So I dressed up as Odin for the following year, and I got a staff. I got the costume, and nobody came to the door.
What the heck?
I was like waiting at the door in costume with an eye patch and everything, and I was like, I felt like crying. I'm like, I can't freaking win Halloween whatsoever. So
Dang it.
there's the story of that photograph. That was my Halloween Odin picture.
It's funny. You're like, I'm just waiting for everybody to show up. Can you please come? Thanks.
Yeah, I was so mad. So this year I got candy, but I didn't dress up. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do this year. I don't know. You can't forget. But then 4th of July here is amazing. Like you go outside. Well, also the last two 4th of Julys are on the weekend. It was like a Friday, I think, and a Saturday. This is my third 4th of July in this house.
Yeah.
And the first year, COVID, everything was going on. So move out here, and then my wife's like, fireworks. So we go outside, and it's like the Honeymooners, if you remember that show. Everywhere you look, fireworks. I was so excited. I got teary-eyed after a year and a half of COVID, everybody being crazy. And then so we got lounge chairs, we got beer, we sat on the lawn and watched the fireworks. It was great. And then the second year we were like, we couldn't wait. But now it's gonna be Thursday night. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be as good. But anyway,
it'll be good. It'll still be better than not. You know what I mean? Like,
it'll still be better than
always show up for
nothing happened then anyhow. I can't talk. They decorated the big Christmas tree.
Cool.
There was a big evergreen tree in the middle of the apartment complex. And huge. It was a big, beautiful Christmas tree. So that was fun. My wife misses that, the big Christmas tree. So anyway, all you said was hello, and I talked for 20 minutes about
good
holidays.
It's good.
So how are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm in Texas.
Yes.
We're hot right now. It's like 100 degrees.
Oh,
Feels
is it
like
dry
it's
though?
107. Yeah, it's pretty dry. Like it's drier than I've lived in Michigan and in California, and it's so in Michigan when it gets hot, it's super humid and like my hair will stick up and right. So it's not that bad, but it's still like it's just so oppressively hot. You can't really do anything outside. You really can't.
Yeah, I lived in Albuquerque for about 8 years, and
it's like that.
It was hot, but again, the dry heat. I love the dry heat. I would prefer cool, fall and spring. But if you're gonna have heat, I like the dry heat. No, I was in Houston, Texas. You anywhere near Houston?
We're about 4 hours north from there.
So was that Dallas? I guess the Dallas.
We're north of Dallas. We're just north, like an hour north of Dallas.
Okay, yeah. I was in Houston. Oh my God, I'll never go back.
It's so
I lost touch with that.
If you guys haven't been to Texas in August, I just read someone this year was like, "What's it like?" And they were like, "Have you ever been cremated?" That's about what it's like.
Yeah,
and they're not lying. Like it's so hot, you just can't do anything. It's terrible.
My wife and I, for 4 years in a row, we went to Florida in July.
But that's humidity that gets you there.
Oh, it was miserable. My wife's looking up. It was miserable.
Like a swamp.
Yeah,
right.
Across the street from the hotel was this delicious Indian restaurant. We were like, I don't want to walk across the street. It was that bad. It was miserable. But the Indian place was worth it, so we went.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to grin and bear it. But I mean, Texas, we're getting into the hot season. It's July.
I'm showing off my farmer's tan now.
Ready? All right. Do I got a farmer's tan? Let's see.
Look at that. You can see my arm glowing over here. But I work outside, so it's just miserable. Yeah, look at that.
My bathing suit goes all the way up though. Like I have the bathing suit with the long sleeves because it's so
The 1910
it's so
bathing
hot.
suit, right?
Well, I mean, like it's a like a I don't know how to explain it. It's more like a wetsuit, but that way I don't have to like slather my entire freaking
Oh,
body with sunscreen because I think that's gross. So it has
oh,
UV protection in the sleeves, which I like. So I just have to spray like my legs and my face, and then I'm good to go.
I tell you, I
Hi
hate
everybody.
sunburns and I
I
hate
do
sunscreen.
too. I do
I've
too.
always been, I think if they had this as when I was a kid, I think I would have been diagnosed with like ADHD or something
Yeah, it's the
because I couldn't
texture of it,
stand
isn't it?
I couldn't stand the tags on my t-shirts, and
Huh?
I used to rock back and forth,
Oh
so
yeah, for sure.
my mother would put sunscreen on me and I would just walk around,
Yeah, it's so gross, right?
yeah.
So that's
So
why I love that swimsuit, but then the drawback is, like, I didn't have no tan.
right, yeah, yeah.
One year I forgot to put sunscreen on my hands,
Yeah,
and then so my whole body was wet, and then my hands were super tan. It was
yeah,
like,
I
you have
hated
to
that.
remember to spray the hands, or you just look like a
You
weirdo.
put that sunscreen on, and then you walk into the beach and
Mhm.
sand is sticking to you.
It's gross. It's gross.
I don't like the sensation of things on my
Sticky,
skin.
yeah,
So,
no, none of
right?
that, so
Yeah. So anyway, what does this have to do
yeah.
with comic books?
Nothing. We're just talking about it's like, "Ooh, shiny things, let's talk
Yeah,
about that."
yeah, yeah. So let's talk about stocks. You want to talk about stock tips or
No.
Bitcoin? I'm just
No.
I don't know anything
No.
about that. I'm going to address the chat and then we'll start talking about you got
Okay.
a campaign going. So we
I
got Tank
do.
Ferret. There's a name I haven't seen in a long time. Ahoy to all you said Jace's Scallywags.
Anyways.
Hey, Pity Ma's back. Hello, John and Lori. I'm
Yay.
back to trade the mini hardcover book you made, Lori. Oh yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
My niece is a big fan. We're ready to back 5. Cool.
Yay.
Fort
Yeah,
Hood.
Fort Hood. Yeah, that's down here. It's a little bit farther
Hey,
south.
Marcus, how you doing,
Hello.
Marcus? And here you go. Marcus
Anyway,
is
thank
already
you.
throwing up your links.
Appreciate that.
And one has not appreciated hot till they done it. Oh,
Tank. You were in
I
a
was.
tank.
I
Fort
think
Hood.
I don't know. I've never even been in a tank, but I had a pizzeria and working next to a pizza oven in New York in August is back then I was skinny because I just sweat. I sweat into your pizza, ladies and gentlemen.
Gross.
Ahoy, Marcus. Don't forget to spray your neck.
Right.
My youngest son doesn't
Yep.
like tans. Yeah, I think I would have been diagnosed with something. Is Zach Tan with the drive-by blessing? And
Hello.
Marcus doesn't forget that I have a comic book too.
That's
It's somebody
right.
I forget who was on the guy who did Rise Comics, Trevor Fernandez Linkwich. He was on Saturday, and somebody in the comments said, "Hey, John, thanks for bringing this up. I backed Rise," and I was like, "Well, I have a comic book too, you know."
I
I'm
know.
tired I'm tired from working. Yeah,
Yeah.
and William Pace is a new
What's
name.
up?
Never have I seen a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. Yeah. Oh,
What, here on this show? You must love us.
Yeah. All
I
right,
like
I
when he
just wanted
does
to
the
address everybody in the
drive-by.
chat.
He drives by too, and he's like, "Hail nerds," and then he's gone. I'm like, "Thank you."
So this is your third appearance on my show, and
Yes.
yeah,
Hey,
you
George.
oh, George Medina, how you doing, George? Look who
Do
it
you
is.
want? I can share screen too. It only if you want. It's up to you.
Oh, okay. I thought you were bringing George Medina in.
No,
I was,
I'm
okay,
not gonna bring
he can come
George
in
in.
too. Why not?
All
So
of that would be fun.
yeah, oh yeah, so you know him. Oh, Yang is here. How you doing, Yang? Good to see you.
Hi.
Yang's one of my favorite people to talk to. So you
Oh,
you got Path of the Pale Rider. I had to
yes.
make sure I said that properly because my mouth is not cooperating with me these days. And okay. I thought we were like starting the campaign. You're already into it.
No, this is issue number 5. So this is we're almost done. Like we got 5 days left. So we've this is actually my 6th campaign, which is funny because I know we're on number 5, but we did issues 1 through 4, and that yes we did, George. We unlocked the next poker card. Yes.
Oh, that's one of my favorite things that you do. I'm sure we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about it. But what was I saying? So we did issues 1 through 4, and then we did the trade paperback. So I was here for the trade, and there's a lot of your viewers that hopped on, which was a lot of fun. We did
Oh,
those
cool.
handmade mini trades that I
Yeah,
printed
those are
myself.
really impressive. Those
They
are
were a
really
lot of
cool.
fun. I just practiced. I should have brought it up, but I didn't. The true trades, the big ones, I just rebound the first one of those. So,
When you say you're talking you.
yeah, like I
Yeah.
ripped the cover off. I have cardstock I cut it to the sorry, it's a thing. So I cut it to size. I have book cloth. I designed the cover. I have the interior, like the opening pages. That one I even did a built-in bookmark. So I have a piece of leather, and then it has like a crimp bead, and then it has a bear print charm. So like a bear paw print. So because bears in my story or a thing.
Right.
And so I have like a video of it I shared of me making it, but I should have brought it. I'm so sorry I didn't, but it was a lot of fun and I learned a ton. I tried some new things that didn't exactly work, so I'm gonna try again and do stuff differently. You know what I mean? Because I was
Yeah.
trying to
I
I
mean,
saw
I'm only
someone.
on my first campaign, and there's already stuff that I know I'm going to do differently.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And of course, this copy's just for me. It was the first rebind of the trade. So going into that, I'll be able to do something different. If people are interested in getting their hard copy rebound. I know my colorist is like, where's mine? Hey, Shadow Punk, how are you?
How long does it take you to create one of those?
It depends if I'm printing it myself. Like the mini trades, I actually printed the material myself. It was just in black and white. I printed it like it was 4 pages on a single piece of paper, which I cut in half and then cut it down to size. I bought a guillotine. That was fun. So those take me probably like 3 days. And I mean, like, it's just because you got to glue everything and then wait for it to dry. You know what I mean? So really, if you put it into hours, maybe 6 hours, it's not too
Okay.
terribly long, but it's like you have to bind things and glue it and then leave it in a like in a vise overnight. So then you have to pick it up the next day and work on it again the next day, glue some more things. You know, I got a t-shirt press this time, so putting on the iron on the HTV was so much easier. I think I actually need to drop down the temperature or the time. I think I overdid it on mine. I was like, ooh, I think it's a little too smashy. So, I mean, I'm learning, as I go,
Right.
but I'm still making these really cool things. The mini trades, I had those down, by the time I finished those. So, hey, thanks. Nice
Yeah,
to meet you, Oscar.
Oscar's one of my colorists. He's a great guy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah. He's just a cool, great guy. And I didn't realize it, but he also draws. He did some
Cool.
artwork for my buddy Dan Send, and oh man, I have a story that I think Oscar is going to be writing, drawing, and coloring. If I get up, I got to stop saying when I get up to that issue. You'd expect anybody actually printing their own books? Yeah.
Yeah, like I legit print them, cut them down to size. I was sewing they call it a signature. Then you was sewing the signatures together, and then you so you have a text block, and then I was using the guillotine to cut that to the right size, and then into the hardcover it went. So it's a process. And I got interested just by watching like TikToks, you know what I mean? Because people do this for fun.
My wife and I, we got into Forged in Fire.
Yes,
so
I love Forged
we would
in
have dinner
Fire.
and watch Forged. Now I think I can make swords. I don't have a forge, but I know if I was to stumble across one, I would know how to make like a 14th century glaive or something like that.
That's
because
hilarious.
I watched the scene from a TV show.
Doug Marcada does the martial art that I do, by the way. So when you see him slice things with knives, I can do that.
Okay.
He's very talented. Huh?
He can kill.
Yeah, he's good. He's great. So here's the campaign, you guys. This is issue
can I play the trailer?
5. Oh, would you like me to? Now I have to warn you guys. I don't know if you're familiar with the character that I created. That's Ellie Brock. She was the whatchamacallit, the reporter from the conspiracy theory video that she got run over by a car. Yeah, don't quench the blade in water. You should always do oil quench. Anyway, so she's back. This is the second time she's back, so she's a little more decayed, and she's pretty chaotic. So
okay.
None.
There we go.
Hello, I'm Lori Calcaterra. I'm the writer-creator of Path of the Pale Rider. Please excuse if there's any interruptions. We have an undead annoyance here in the studio today. Welcome to issue number 5. I am so excited that we are this far into the story. things are about to get wild. What do you mean get wild? Things have been wild already. Security. Okay, so if you're new here, Path of the Pale Rider is an all-new Western apocalypse comic series where death is broken. So that means when you die, your soul doesn't leave your body. And that's for people, animals, insects, fish. It means you're still in your body as you decay. No, damn it, don't do that. Anyways, so we start issue 1, 10 years into the apocalypse. And we're following this cowboy named Jude St. Clair, who's like the last guy still looking for the answer. And, enter Big James, consequences ensue. Issue 2, we go into Santa Claus, we meet Dwayne Fink, and we're right on the cusp of knowing what he knows when we drop into a flashback. Issues 3 and 4 goes into gory detail about how the apocalypse started, and then of course the trauma that comes home, and then Jude St. Clair jumping from the frying pan into the fire. Issue number 5. Oh my gosh! So we pick up where we left off. We're about 9 years into the apocalypse, and Jude St. Clair runs into some familiar faces. He encounters more undead resistance. And then we finally catch up in time. So you get to know what Dwayne Fink knows, And then Jude is off on a new mission. And Santa Claus, well, you're going to have to read that part for yourself. No spoilers. Consequence. Shut up, Ellie. Okay. So what's new to the campaign, you ask? What's new to the campaign? That's it. Rude. Say consequences again. I dare you. Okay, so new things to the campaign. You are all familiar with the catch-up tier, which is the individual issues, playing, like catch-up. But we also have a mustard tier, because why not, which is the trade paperback plus issue number 5. We have a hot sauce sampler. So in addition to Path of the Pale Sauce, we have added 2 new flavors. We have Meet Your Maker Mango Habanero and Heartstoppin' Jalapeno Serrano. You'll be able to back either an individual bottle or the sampler pack with all 3. The secret reward has been updated. It's super cool, but I say that every time, but I'm really excited to make these. Remember, Path of the Pale Rider is a fan interactive experience that covers our riddles, and you can interact with the world just like it's real. All the riddles and short films are on the Kickstarter page. You just have to scroll down far. Thanks in advance for supporting Path of the Pale Rider in the indie comic community. I appreciate you taking a look, and hopefully there's something there for you. Consequences! You know what? You know that doesn't do anything, right? Yeah, well, it makes me feel better.
Yeah, I'm always impressed with how much you do. You bind your own books.
Yeah.
You make playing cards. You make hot sauce.
I make
and you
hot
make a
sauce.
comic book too. Let's not forget about there's a comic book in there too.
Yeah, that's kind of, where we start, and then all the other stuff just kind of happens. Unfortunately, made metal sculptures. That's cool. Hello, that is us. That is the link that will take you here to go pick out your reward. Got lots of cool stuff. Yes. Gilbert is great. So let's talk about this because Marco DeFeo was the interior artist for all 4 of our previous issues. And now Marco, yeah, right. I had to laugh at that one. But he's a working artist. So the ketchup tier, I play with that. We have ketchup, mustard, and hot sauce on the campaign at this point. It's kind of funny. So thank you. So what was I saying? So Marco is a working artist. So that's all he does. And so usually he has like 3 books that he rotates through, with Path of the Pale Rider being one of them. But then this 4th book came. If 3 is the number for him. And when that 4th one came, but it was such a good opportunity. Him and I had a conversation. It was like, if you don't try to take advantage of this opportunity, you're going to regret it. And so what that just means for Path is that he won't be able to draw interiors for us because he's going to be too busy. He'll still be involved. We have a Marco DeFeo cover. He's going to be doing covers for us. So like, there's no
you don't want
love
to be the
lost.
guy who, you don't want to be the person that stops somebody from getting an opportunity. Yeah.
Right. I want him to be I want him to succeed. I want him to, progress. I want to see where his career takes him. I'm not going to be that a-hole that's like, I'm going to hold a grudge because you're moving on without me. It's just how it goes. So I went looking for an artist. And of course, for those of you that were involved with the trade paperback, you saw that um, the Lola pinup. So we had this Lola pinup, which you could get as a tier or an add-on, and it was gorgeous. And Gilbert did that. I met Gilbert at Cowtown Comic Con in Fort Worth last year, and it was just slow. At some point the con gets slow, and so he was walking around, and he and I moved kind of in the same circle. So I had heard his name, he had heard my name, so he just came over to say hi and introduce himself, and offered to do a cover. And of course, I had just launched issue 4, so there was no covers coming anytime soon, right? Because it's like we were going to do 4 and then we were going to do the trade. And it wasn't until we're here at issue number 5 that I was even going to have an opportunity for a variant cover. So that's why I asked him to do the pinup. Well, he did such an amazing job that I was like, look at this attention to detail. It's just crazy. So when I knew, what was coming down with Marco, I started talking with Gilbert. What are you looking for? Are you looking for another project? Like what would be the ideal project for you? And he said, I want something with a lot of action. I want something that's going to have, more than, because he's done a lot of one shots. He's like, I want more than one issue. And I'm looking for something that's going to push me as an artist. And I was like, check, and check. So when Marco and I had decided that it was time for us to kind of move in our own direction, I was like, Gilbert, I want to offer you the interiors of Path of the Pale Rider. And his jaw hit the floor. He was like, yes, yes, yes.
Cool.
He just recently read through the script. So I think he's all the way done. I have up to issue number 20 written. So I think he's all the way up to 20. And he is floored by where we are going. So he's in. He's like, I will stay until 36 if you'll have me. And I said, let's do it, But look at the art. He's trying to pay tribute to where Marco, drew the previous 4 issues, but of course he's not Marco. It's going to look different, but
Yes.
I don't see a problem with any of this. This is he's paying, great detail what's on the page, and he loves these characters.
Cool.
He just it's a lot of fun. Isn't that great? It's so scary to switch an interior artist, especially with
Did you think you were done for a minute or two?
I didn't think I was done. I was like, we're going to go, but I just don't know. Like I
Yeah.
was worried about our momentum because again, coming off the trade, I was like, we should speed up if we can, right? And then when Marco was like, I have this opportunity, I was like, oh, maybe we won't speed up, And then it was, oh, now I need to start looking. So, Gilbert was a breath of fresh air. It is difficult to draw horses, yes. But again,
I have a Western story in mind, and everybody I talked to about it, the first thing they said is there horses in it? I'm like, well, it's a Western.
Yeah. But again, it's like as we go, he'll draw more and he'll get better too. So, but this is just like where we're starting. So I'm really happy with it. And you guys, you're gonna feel feels. I have my cup ready where it's I drink the tears of my readers because you guys are gonna come for me in this issue. I'll just say that. And I've seen like he's about 8 pages in right now. And there's panels in here that are devastating.
I warned a few people that are in the know about issue 5 of my comics, and they just like,
yeah,
people are gonna go to your house and punch you.
They can try. But I mean, if you've been reading this series, I don't pull punches, even from the first issue.
You're doing a zombie apocalypse story. You know what I mean?
It's a zombie apocalypse Western.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of, see, she's right on course here. The William Russell variant. Yeah, this one's getting a lot of attention. The Pale Moon, the Reaper coming to Santa Claus. It's kind of ominous and foreboding about what's happening in this issue.
And me being a Tolkien fan, that it's reminiscent of school. So yeah.
Yeah, the Black Riders. Yeah, it looks like that too, sneaking in the middle of the night. It's very telling. Then of course we have the Victor Medina setting sun. We got the gorgeous Big James in the background. I always laugh because when he was putting this together, I'm like, oh my God, look at Big James. I was like, yeah, Jude looks great, but oh my God, look at Big James. This is it's one of my favorite Big Jameses. It's gorgeous.
Yeah,
He just
the breakout character of your book is a zombie bear.
Isn't that weird? People love him. We're gonna see more of Big James for sure. The la 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 Lola. Everett Watkins has done some amazing covers. This yellow with the splash and the bear, that was Everett Watkins, and he did the zombie tree for issue number 2. He's done a ton of variants for us, and he just gets it. You know what I mean? He loves the characters, he loves the story, and you can see Lola in her gorgeous smile. Yeah.
Do you have this many variant covers for all your comics?
I usually have about this many. Yeah. This one I had an extra one because I wasn't sure. Okay, so Gilbert, when he came on, he was in the middle of handling a family crisis and he was due to get married, right?
Oh.
And then he was going to be on his honeymoon. So when he and I talked, I was like, okay, let's focus on getting those 4-page preview, the 4 preview pages done so we can get the Kickstarter running. And I was like, if you don't have time for a cover, I get it because your life is blowing up right now. And I was like, but Marco has already signed on to do a cover. We could do this nice pass the torch moment where Marco does the cover and then you do the interiors and you pick up with covers for the next one. I was more concerned about his sanity, right? Than to try and force him into turning out any kind of quality cover. Well, long story short, Gilbert goes on his honeymoon and comes back and sends me a picture of his cover in pencils. And he was like, what do you think about this? And I was like, oh my God, yes. And he had it done in 3 days, John. He's so passionate and excited to be a part of the project.
I had to count down. I was like A, B, C. I was like, oh, 5 covers.
There's 5. Yeah. So this is the main cover. So anytime you see a tier that doesn't specify, you're getting this one. This is Gilbert's main cover. Now, this is the one that will always be in print.
Do your backers, do they get one of every cover? Or you can. No, I mean, I know they can, but what is the most popular? Are people like hardcore collectors? I need one of every cover. This is just something I'm playing with. The idea, like, because
there's always a handful that do that every cover.
Right.
But then this is what I like about variant covers is because a lot of the variant cover art, like William Russell, for example, he's a great example. He has shared our project every week, sometimes multiple times a week, and his following will come and get the issue. So a lot of his followers have now become readers of Path of the Pale Rider. They like what they see and they show up and they get his cover every time. So that's ideally what we want, as creators, is to have that collaboration. I write Psycho Sal, so that's his creator-owned property, but I put the issues together for him and then he does covers for me. And so now our fandom is, connected. So that's ideally it.
I take it.
What's that?
You have a lot of return customers, a lot of people coming back.
Yes. William Russell covers usually are my best sellers, 100%. Cool. It just depends. I also want to show everybody that we have a 2-cover combo. I had a lot of people interested in the Sun and Moon combo or Sun and Moon covers, and they were having a hard time deciding. So in this one, I forgot to talk about it, and I added it after we had launched. So a lot of people don't know it's here. But our typical, like, look at the Marco cover. It's one physical copy plus the PDF for $15. The You Pick 2 is basically for an additional $5, you get another physical copy. So it's cheaper to do this one, and you pick your covers. So you tell me out of the 5 which 2 you want.
Okay.
As opposed to, I have all the covers available as add-ons, but it'll cost you more. It'll be $25 if you add
so
on
much
the cover.
Stuff. You got so many variants and you got so many cool things. Do you fulfill on your own?
I do.
I was gonna say, of course you do. What a stupid question. You do everything on your own. Yeah. Do you get confused? I'm starting to worry. I'm going to get confused. You know,
You
and
won't.
my campaign's really simple.
You won't get confused. For people that are wondering, yes, I do make the hot sauce from scratch. It was a weird thing, and I know it's confusing. Why is there hot sauce with comics? But my
But you know
audience
what? Why not?
wanted it. They
Why
asked
not?
for it.
Right.
Right. I did it as just kind of a thing. Like people were like, because I had posted a picture. A friend of mine makes hot sauce, and he asked if he could put Big James on the label of his hot sauce. And I said, sure. In return, I want 2 bottles. I want one for me and one for my dad because I thought it would be fun. And I took a picture and I posted on social media, like, look at this cool thing I got. And people were like, how do I get one? And I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, I wasn't.
It's funny. In my business, we have an expression like sometimes you bite the bear, sometimes the bear bites back, meaning like don't complain. Like for every time you kind of get screwed out of 5 minutes on a break, something like that. It's like, how many times did you take an extra 10 minutes? So, you know, sometimes, so I think that would be funny to put on that Big James hot sauce. Sometimes the bear bites back.
That's interesting. We could update the name.
There you go.
This is
Oscar
too
wants
funny.
beer.
Oh, I don't have a liquor license, dude. I get away with sending the hot sauce on the Kickstarter. So it makes it tough deciding what covers I want. I need to know what the 75 tier is going to be. 75 tier, let's go look. The secret reward? Is that the one? Yeah, okay. The secret reward is a secret. You get a ton of stuff with these. Physical copy of issued secret reward, but it's not all of the covers. So you get the main cover and you get the PDF, you get a t-shirt, and then you get a handcrafted item from myself. Let me show you some of the previous ones that I've
That's
done.
right. Yeah, I remember some of the crazy stuff you made.
It's crazy and it's something different every time. And you have to be a brave soul to get these because sometimes they're a little warped, sometimes they're super cool. You have no idea what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, you just promise they won't get a call from the Department of
No,
Homeland
it's super
Security
cool, and
again.
they're handmade items, and I'm very excited to make these. Like I want one for myself. If I'm making these, I usually make one for myself. You know what I mean? Because I think they're that cool, and I want to keep them. So sorry. But the t-shirt's super cool, and you get to pick any of the t-shirts. I want to show you guys some things. So
yeah, I like that shirt.
I opened up all the previous t-shirts that we've done. We usually do 2 different t-shirt designs every campaign. And I just realized t-shirts on campaigns are pricey because that's one of the most expensive merch that we as a creator
I've tried
can
to
get.
get a t-shirt for my campaign, but nobody will do what I want. So it's been super frustrating.
Yeah. So what I decided to do is the t-shirt tier is literally any t-shirt you want. It just says t-shirt. So you get the comic, you get the PDF and a t-shirt, but you tell me which t-shirt you want, right? See what I mean? So you can get one of the previous t-shirts, which is like Jude St. Clair with the ASL bullshit. You can get one of the original ones with the disc. We have 2 different, we have this yellow shirt is so cool. We have the Skull Arena. All of them are available. So you get to pick and choose which shirt you want. And here's the new design, just a little bit closer. You have died of dysentery and Big James. And Big James. Because it's funny. We have jigsaw puzzles. Those are new. I make those myself, John.
Of course you do. She also delivers it. So guys, when you order stuff,
no, don't start that rumor.
Show up at your house dressed up as a UPS driver or something. The zombie UPS.
Yeah, I'll be undercover. That's funny. We do have one. I think there's one left. Yeah, the Funko Pops. There's one left. But this is the only one left. So, and these, unfortunately, we only go forward. I've had a lot of people that have found us that are like, man, how do I get my hands on that Big James Funko? Unfortunately, you can't right now because we have them planned out for every issue and we go forward. So usually there's a new design. Like here's the Francis St. Clair. There's only one of those being produced and one for myself. And then everybody else, we opened up the Callie St. Clair Funko Pop from last campaign. And there's only 5. And now when I say only 5, I mean however many get ordered. So if only 4 get ordered off of the campaign, only 4 are created.
I just thought of a tier for you. You should make a Big James costume, like a zombie bear, and deliver it and knock over their mailbox. Just
just show up and break stuff.
$1,000. I'll come to your house dressed up as a bear, knock over your mailbox as I deliver everything.
No,
there you
someone's
go.
gonna shoot me. Another really cool thing I want to show now.
Yeah, don't do it in a rural state.
Yeah, no, they'll just shoot you. We're in Texas, they just shoot you. So one of the things I did want to show off, and this is super cool. This is the original artwork from Gilbert for the cover. It's on an 11 by 17 Bristol board. It is up for grabs on the campaign as an add-on. Now it is
I'm going to guess that Gilbert is a fan of the Ninja Turtles.
Yes, he is. In fact, that's the comic that he says got him into drawing comics.
I've been hearing so much of that lately. You know,
it's
to the
so
point
cool,
when I told people I was never a fan of the Ninja Turtles. I don't know if you know Tonic Bull, but he was like offended and demanded that I start reading the Turtles. So I bought some back issues.
Shut up right now.
Yeah, he was like, we can't be friends. We can't be friends.
No. But
so I went and got some Ninja Turtles. They're actually really good. So I take it back.
I'm glad you did. But this is cool because it's like he's wearing the comic that inspired him to do comics, and he's so excited to take this on and make it his own. This is his beginning. This is history for Path of the Pale Rider because it's his first cover. And if he's going to stay from now until 36, this is going to be worth something someday. You see what I mean? Yep. So it's up for grabs. And again, I don't know if anybody's going to get it because it is kind of pricey, but now's the time to get it because it'll only go up from here. And if nobody gets it, I'm getting it. So,
yeah. I don't blame you.
But look at his face.
I'm waiting for my favorite thing that you offer.
What?
Oh, keep. I don't want to ruin the surprise, but my favorite thing that you do.
Choose your own adventure books? No, it's the poker cards, isn't it?
It's the poker cards. I think that is such a clever idea. Oh my God.
We just unlocked another one.
And it's so cool that I'm surprised other people aren't doing it.
A lot of people do trading cards. And again, if a lot of people are doing those
playable poker cards.
Right. But that's where I try to live outside the box. And so if everybody's doing trading cards, I'm not doing trading cards. You know what I mean? I want to do something different. And this is great because all you have to do to get a free deck of cards, customized Path of the Pale Rider deck of cards, is just show up and buy a comic.
Right.
Because every campaign
that appeals to the collector, the obsessive comic book. You know, it's kind of sinister in a way because now people are like, I gotta get the next card.
I mean, I love these. And I was even considering lowering the backer numbers so we can get them out quicker. Because I would love to do 3 cards a campaign because if we're stuck at, like issue number 4, we had 140 backers when all was said and done. We were 10 backers short of another poker card. So, when we start to grow, hey, Pops, he's like, y'all having a party? You didn't invite me? So, the more backers we get, the quicker it goes. But I just want this poker deck because I'll tell you what, John, I have this white deck. And you can see the back there, but I have a black deck too. So when we finish the white deck, I'll make the black deck available in its entirety. So we're building the white deck together. The black deck you can just purchase and it's complete. So I know I have the coolest plan. Let me tell you, for when the 2 decks are complete, the packaging that I have in mind for the 2 decks is super cool. So
now, if somebody's brand new to your campaign, can they back and get all the cards?
Yes, they're all available as add-ons. I think they're $1 and no ship. So you can go to previous campaigns and pick up any of the poker cards that you're missing. So that way, I mean, that would suck if you got, you found us at issue 7 and you're like, oh man, my poker deck is short.
I know comic book collectors. That would stop people from getting the comic.
Yeah. So of course we made them available. We did switch suits this time. We've been working in Hearts. Hearts is kind of like the living suit. So we have Jude St. Clair, we have the heart monitors. We unlocked a Joker, which was Dwayne Fink spilling his beer. And I shifted gears and now we're in the Spades. Spades is obvious. It's the undead suit. Right. So you're going to see more undead things when we unlock cards in here. Now, I told people that if we had 200 backers and we unlocked this last card, I would reveal the Ace of Spades. But I don't know if we're going to get there in 5 days. I want my poker cards. Please back it. That's pops. So it would be cool if we could pick up another, like 49 backers and unlock a third card. That would be great. But I mean, we'll get there. Other stretch goals that we have unlocked. Of course, I love indie PDF bundles. It's a win-win-win situation. The backers get more comics to read for free, and the digital backers can take advantage of these too. Indie creators are giving you their issue 1s for free, so hopefully you can find something new that you like that maybe you didn't know existed. And then, of course, I get to reward you guys for, breaking stretch goals. It's super cool. So I love these. I have more bundles as we continue to break stretch goals. More will be released. So I have a horror bundle. Actually, I added one to that horror bundle. It's Immortal Era. And then the comics, Charter Comics bundle. I have that one. I have 2 more bundles available to me as well. So as we continue to unlock, we will continue to have more bundles. Hey, it's Tom Hutchinson. I'm always working, dude.
Yeah.
We just unlocked this one at 5,500.
There's no Stan Lee anymore. We got to be our own Stan Lee.
You got to. Yeah. We just unlocked this one. It's a super cool 4x6 print for Matt Chambers, who is our colorist, but he can draw as well. And so he did the 100% this. This was an old print of his that I thought was really intriguing. And he offered it to be used for the campaign. He tidied it up for us. So that's going to be fun. No, I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you. It's not a book or a pin. No. The next one that we are planning, I
was just thinking, if you get a resin printer, oh my God, the sky's the limit of the crap you're going to come up with.
I have a 3D printer, but I don't have a resin one. I have a PLA.
Oh, you got the plastic. I have a resin printer, and I used it only 3 times in 2 years. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I made the ultimate nullifier from the Fantastic Four.
Cool.
I made a couple of Deathly Hollows for my wife from Harry Potter.
Cool.
And then I printed up test stuff. And I'm like, oh, cool. And now it was an expensive toy that I don't use. But I got to come up with creative ideas.
I 3D printed the last 2 secret rewards, but this one is not 3D printed. I will give you a hint. Let's just say our last special cover was a metal cover, and the new special cover is a wooden cover. Our secret reward might mimic that. I'm just saying.
Cool. Here, I'm just excited. I'm going to show this. I got my
your coins. Yay!
I got my coins today. If anybody's been following my channel, they've been lamenting the coins. They finally showed up, and they're so cool. But if I want to do coins for issue number 2, I got to start doing it now. They take forever, but they do good work. So that's all.
They shouldn't take as long as they did. I'll tell you that much. I think that was
Well, the first time I ordered them, it was right in the middle of COVID. I ordered coins for a board game convention that I made, so I didn't think nothing of it. And then it got canceled because COVID shut down everything. So when they showed up, I didn't really pay attention to how long it took. But this one, I was like,
you were like, it's been a year.
Yeah, no, it took about 6 months, but
okay, that's not too bad then.
And if I order again, they're going to be like, this pain in the ass, this guy did nothing to complain for the last 2 months.
How about just send me my stuff and then I don't have to complain. So I'm hoping we get this slice and dice unlocked. We get it 6,000. This is the fun one where you get to take a survey. You name a ill-fated fruit or vegetable, like we've done watermelon, pumpkin, and a pineapple. So that you name it, and then you vote on the weapon of destruction. And I have swords and axes and sledgehammers and you name it. And
you're in Texas, you got all the fun stuff.
I do. Now, I'm not going to blow it up with fireworks because that can get me arrested, but I will dismember it with lots of sharp and pointy things or smash it to smithereens. I've done that. So we have a fun time, and this is just, it's fun. It's just fun. You know what I mean? It's good, clean fun. Even
you would appreciate this. Did you ever see the advertisement on the internet, the Viking wood splitter swords?
Yes, I love those.
Yeah, I bought one, and then it's just been sitting there. But I took some tree limbs down because there's supposed to be bad hurricanes this year. So I was like, we got to be
Yes.
proactive. We shifted the roof. And, you know, I was like, yeah, just leave the wood. I told the guys, just leave the wood. I'll take care. I didn't realize how big they would be. You know, when they're 60 feet in the air, they're huge. So
Yeah.
I've been trying to cut them with the Viking wood split, but I got to say, like, you got to get into a mindset. I keep thinking I'm going to miss, I'm going to break it. You know what I mean? So I'm doing. So I brought all the wood in the backyard, so all my neighbors won't laugh at how wimpy I'm swinging this sword around.
It just takes practice and it takes accuracy. You know what I mean? Like you have to hit it dead center.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
takes confidence. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just
And
gotta
it's just
believe it. When you
practice.
have a sword, you got to believe in yourself.
Right. Accuracy, people. Just a reminder, if you're new to Path of the Pale Rider, we offer this fan interactive experience. All of our back covers are riddles. So
Yeah, that is cool too.
yeah, so we've done quite a few. Like this one, if you solve this riddle, something shows up in your mailbox from a character. This one is a hidden video on YouTube. This one is a working phone number. If you solve this one, you can call it and interact with Path of the Pale Rider like it's real.
That would be funny if it was just some stranger who was like,
it's not. It's all coordinated by myself. It's all paid for by me. So I control it very closely, and we're going to
put
continue
Pops'
doing
phone
it.
number in there. That would be
I'm
funny.
not putting Pops' phone number. Hello, like, hey, yo, who's this? Hey, Kevin.
Yeah, but Pops would talk to him for an hour and a half.
Yeah, no, stop. You'd be like, I'm busy. Thank you. Yeah, we have lots
this
of
is
cool
fun stuff, and this is really clever to the point. Anybody who backed one of your books is back in the next book because of all of this fun extra stuff. It really is clever. I wish I was clever enough to think of this stuff.
You know, I didn't even give the elevator pitch, John. We're just showing off the stuff. But if anybody's interested what the book is about, we're following a cowboy in 10 years into an apocalypse. Well, go ahead. It's on my business card anyway. Okay. So here's this, for example. What would you do if upon death, your soul didn't leave your body? You are trapped in decaying flesh and the world no longer makes sense. Forgetfulness, violence, or indifference sets in. People, animals, insects. The death process has been broken for all. 10 years into the apocalypse, most people just try to scrape by. But Jude St. Clair is tirelessly searching for the answer to the question, why do the dead no longer die? What will he discover? Government conspiracy, chemical spill, meteor from space, sentient yogurt. Come with Jude on his path through undead bears, famine, riots, and the fall of society as he tries to survive long enough to uncover truths, each more unbelievable than the next. You don't want to miss this extraordinary journey through the wasteland. Can Jude save the world, or will he succumb to an eternity of decay?
And you can still get all of the back issues too.
Yes, all the back issues are available. I have all sorts of stuff. So I like ketchup. So this has been called the ketchup tier since we had the ketchup tier because it's funny. But the ketchup tier will get you all of the issues, all of the main. It's just the A covers, but it's 1 through 5. The mustard tier is actually it's this way. The mustard tier is actually a little less expensive because it's the trade paperback and issue number 5. So you can do either one depending on how you prefer to read. If you want to binge read and just read the trade, you can do that. We have a digital ketchup tier. So you can, if you just want to read it on your phone, it's this one again, a little cheaper, $20 gets you all of the issues.
I bet you people will buy that, and then the next campaign they'll get the hard, the floppy books. You know what I mean? Like
maybe. I mean, as long as you get caught up in the story, yeah. And I mean, this one's great for international backers too, because I don't ship international right now, even though I'm getting pressure to. You can, by the way, where is it?
Because think of those. A lot of people are charging $20 just for one book, and you're charging $20 and you can get everything. 1 to 5.
Yeah. I mean, $20 you can get the You Pick 2 as well. You know what I mean? You can get 2 books and the PDF. You know what I mean? For $20 as well. So I have a bunch of different options. Here's the jigsaw puzzle. The jigsaw puzzle is also available as an add-on, so people have been doing it that way. What else? Ketchup, t-shirt, secret reward, wooden covers, retail. I have retail backers. So this one is just books. I also have a retail tier where you can have a full page ad in the book. This one is quite extensive. So you get books 1 through 5. You can choose how many books you want of each issue. I'm also going to send you elevator pitch postcards to help sell, because it's hard to have your staff memorize my pitch. And so I put the pitch on the back of a postcard, and I have a QR code where people can read issue 1 for free, so they can try it before they buy it. There's a t-shirt for you. I also will send you a poster, all sorts of good stuff. So if you want something specifically for you and one of these retail tiers doesn't work, you just contact me and I can customize a tier directly for you as well. So lots of good stuff. I'm really excited for these wooden covers. It's gonna be really cool. So yeah, that's what we're about. If you want to dig in a little deeper, feel free. You can look at all the GIFs. I have GIFs done of every single issue with a little synopsis, so you can see a little bit of every book. That's about it. The next trade, yeah. Okay, let's talk. So trades are going to be every 4 issues. So trade of 1 through 4. The next trade will be 5, 6, 7, 8. But I think we're going to get there a little quicker because Gilbert, this is his main story and his priority. So, Marco would have to take breaks to work on other things. We can move a little quicker with Gilbert.
Cool.
So I'm expecting to get there a little quicker. Thank you. Thank you. But I have to say, if you've been following the story, so Path of the Pale Rider was written as a full-length movie, and we broke it into 12 issues for the first arc. And now every 4 issues is like Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3 of the movie. So we are moving into Act 2. And if people know anything about how screenplays are formatted.
This is The Empire Strikes Back right now.
Well, kind of, but it's like even in its own movie, in one movie, the beginning act is usually character introduction and world building. The middle section of the movie is the main character like finding their way and having a path, having a goal, and then everything goes wrong. And then at the last act, everything gets cleaned up and we close up shop. You know what I mean? And then we go we wrap it up nicely, or we go into the next arc, which is what we do. So issue 5, 6, 7, and 8, Jude gets his mission and everything goes wrong. I trust you that you're going to understand that these 4 issues are insane. Number 7 is my absolute favorite, and we're almost there. We're going to do some wild stuff when we get to number 7's campaign. It's going to be just crazy. And issue 5 is probably one of the most action-packed and satisfying issues in the whole 12. So if this is where you're finding us, congratulations. You get to binge read and you get to get into the story with issue 5. That's amazing. I'm so happy for you.
That's cool. That is absolutely cool. And again,
yeah,
you have such clever. I love the fact that you're making your own, like literally making your own book with your own covers, hot sauce, puzzles, interactive. It's really, really, really clever. Just imagine if mainstream comics cared this much.
If only they did. Right.
It's so cool.
And and that's really the hard part about indie is I think we do an amazing product. People just don't know we exist.
Yeah.
So.
And that's and let me ask you about this, because I I'm a construction worker. I go to work and I people are like, I heard you making your own comic book. And I'm like, yeah, so I got cards made up with QR codes to give people at work, because when I tell them you go to www.fundmycomic, blah, blah, they don't know anything about that.
No.
So I give them a card to make it easy for them, and they still don't understand how to back it down. So I'm trying to, I'm trying to do one campaign, finish it off, and then I want to think of like, how else could I get my comic out there?
Well, John, a lot of times, I do Kickstarters, and then I go to local comic book stores. I'll introduce myself. A lot of times they'll let me table. So they'll let me set up a table and talk to people as they come through the door. And I sell books that way. Of course, going to Comic-Cons. I do that as well, so I can set up a table and sell comics to the Comic-Con, fans. I have a website. I've done library tours. I do a lot, but I think it's necessary because a lot of times those crowds don't overlap. Thank you. Yes,
Oh,
thank
cool,
you.
Penny Boss. So I got you
Yeah.
to pick up this book and cool.
She found us, for the
That's
trade
fun.
paperback.
That's fun.
And she got one of the last spots for that mini trade. She did. And she got I think one of the coolest ones too. I was really proud of yours. It was super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, Matt. Hey, that's my colorist, Matt Chambers. What's up, man? Just showing off your cool work. Was talking about how we just did that stretch goal, your octopus from the skull. What do we call that thing? Scully
The
Scully puss?
Scully
That's the name for it. I was like, something like that. It's so cool. And I know we're not anywhere near the ocean. We're in this, Midwest or, the West Americana, but how terrifying would it be on the ocean in this world?
Oh,
I'm
anything's
already
terrifying in
scared.
the ocean.
I'm so scared of the ocean as it is, but if the things can't die and they're just out to get you like Big James, ooh. Yeah. No idea. It is super cool. And I remember I was like, that's our vibe, man. I was like, that's super cool. Can we use it? And you were like, yeah. So we had fun with that.
So
So.
do you have a last issue planned?
Well, yes.
You said 36 a few
It
times.
is 36. It is.
Okay.
Well, and that's just if we continue. I mean, the only thing, for sure in life is change, shall we
Right.
say? And so right now, the first arc is being developed as 12 issues. If the Kickstarters start taking off and we have more money, maybe we can combine things. So maybe instead of 12 for arc 2, it's 6, where you get double the amount of material in one issue. I would love to do that because then the story gets out a little quicker. But if we continue, it's 3 arcs. So it'd be like if it was movies, it'd be 3 movies. If it was Netflix, it'd be 3 seasons. You know what I mean? And however we break
Well,
it
of
up
course,
is how we break
Netflix
it
would
up.
be one season that was canceled. So let's be realistic.
We don't want that. We don't want to get canceled.
I don't
we're
watch
definitely
anything on
going-
Netflix until I know it's complete now. I've been burnt before.
But there is an ending. And I think that makes the story stronger because when you know what the ending is.
Right. And you have the grand scheme. You know what caused all of this. And you know, yeah. Because
And we're moving
sometimes I
towards
read
that
something
ending.
and I'm like,
right?
they don't know what they're talking about. They're making this up as they go along.
Lost, like the TV show Lost.
Lost
Oh,
was the
Lord.
show. Lost burnt me so bad that I don't watch anything by J.J. Abrams and almost anything new. I gotta wait. Like I'm not watching House of the Dragons until it's done and other people tell me it was good.
Well, I think that one is. I mean, it's based off a book, and the book is complete. As long as if they stick to the story, it should be fine. But you never know. That's the thing is, you never know if they're sticking to the story.
I know.
And there's other, TV is its own animal. Because like Dexter was a great show until they were like, we're going to end this season. And it's like, well, we haven't been working towards an ending. You know what I mean? They were just continually so when they had to throw an ending together, it was terrible. Everybody was mad. So Path does have an ending. And yes, when we get there, we will end this thing. I have other scripts in my brain. I got to let them out.
Yeah. I think that's one of the things that Western comics are failing, whereas the manga is doing. When you read manga, there's consequences. There's characters die. Not that I want my characters to die, but you understand what I'm saying. Like Spider-Man's never going to get his arm.
That was one of my biggest complaints about the Rings of Power. Galadriel had no consequences, even when there was a. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, there's the volcano that erupts and it rains down on this town and it kills everybody except for Galadriel and 2 people. So it's almost like there's nothing that can happen to her.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because she's going to be around.
Well, she's going to be around. Yeah. And so that's one of the things is you're like, oh, she'll be fine. And I mean, you can probably say that for Jude St. Clair because we did a flashback. So he's going to make it through until we catch up. But then going forward, you don't know. Because especially in this story, when people die, they're still here. Yeah. So we could kill off main characters and then they have to struggle through the story as an undead character. Dun, dun, dun. So
Well,
I don't know.
I'm sorry, I just can't get past the fact that you watch Rings of Power.
I did. I watched it. There's a lot of stuff that I'll watch just so I get my own opinion on it because there's so much hype these days, and I
Right,
feel
right.
like there's
I
a
don't
lot
let
of
other people make my decisions for me, but once I saw
yeah,
that I'm such a Tolkien fanatic that once I saw that it was different, I was like,
yeah.
nope, nope. So,
It's hard, and a lot of times these days, I think that people do hot takes for views. I feel a lot of the
oh my God, that
negative reviews is what people want to watch, and so I think sometimes things get raked over the coals just for views.
absolutely. I can't agree
So,
with you more. Like all the Star Wars stuff, you know,
yeah. Well, I
all
haven't watched
we
Acolyte
watch
yet.
about
I haven't
good talk.
watched but I mean, it's pretty telling if I start to watch something and I don't finish it. You know what I mean? If I'm not looking for the like, "Give me the next one, give me the next one." So, yeah, I know. It wasn't like I said, it wasn't the greatest, but I watched it just to get through it and get my own opinion on it,
I
so
I the sequels of Star Wars. I watched the first one and I said I'm done, and
I
that
mean,
was it.
that's okay. If you're not enjoying it, go
Yeah,
ahead. Stop
I'm,
watching.
but I'm also not talking about it constantly, talking about how much I hate it, and then
Right.
hate watching it, and I just don't talk about it.
No, just don't watch it. I forget which there was something I was watching and I just gave up. It was Star Wars. It was, um I forget. I forget, and that tells you how much it didn't
Right.
resonate with me, where I was just like, "Man, I don't care if I watch
I
the
think
next
that's
one."
it. I absolutely agree with you that we have, life is finite, and why am I going to watch something I don't like when I still got stacks of comics that I haven't even read
Mhm.
yet?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm. I really feel like the best stories right now are in indie comics. Oh my gosh,
yeah,
John. So I was watching TikTok as I've said that I do. And this one guy was like, he was doing a parody like with himself, like I was with Ellie. And he was like, "Hey, do you want to go see a movie?" And then the other one was like, I don't really want to go see a movie because there's nothing new out. And then the other guy was like, "What about this? What about this?" And he named off 22 movies that have released or will release in 2024 that are remakes, sequel, or prequel. Not a new idea in the bunch. 22 of them this year. So I was
yeah.
like, "Oh my god." So that just goes to show you guys, if you want something new, if you want something original, here's where it is. It's in
Absolutely.
indie comics.
Yep,
And it sucks because we don't have the big dollars of those publishing companies. We don't have the big dollars of the production companies behind us. This is how we make our comics is through crowdfunding. And
yep,
so it's so important to support people like myself and John and as we're crowdfunding. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I'll get it after it's printed." And like, that's great. But really, where we need it is right here, right now, on the campaign so we can continue to make like super cool products for you and the best. Thank you. Yeah, you
I
don't need the
don't
drama
want
or
to
the hate.
protest
Why?
because
Just do
protest is
shit.
an effort. I'm not even making it. It's just, yeah, like I tell people I noped out of Marvel and DC in 2015, but my channel is about comics. But it's not me going, oh, I just got the new Batman and boy, is it terrible. No, I'm talking about stuff that I love.
Yeah.
I don't have time to pay. I don't have the money, nor the time, nor the desire to buy and pay for and stuff that I don't like. Would you go to a
Right.
restaurant that you don't like and eat the dinner just so you could complain about it to the people at work the
No.
next day?
But that's
No,
what social media is
I
doing. You
know
know what I
it's
mean?
so
It's
bizarre.
so silly.
And then again, I'm getting a little outraged right here, but like I turn on my computer and I go to watch other people's channels, and they're talking about shit that they hate, and I'm like,
Why are you doing that?
yeah.
Right.
So why are
But
we
that's
talking about? Okay, there's nothing wrong with not liking that, but like I don't know. Let's. I try to find stuff that I enjoy. I don't like
yeah.
being outraged. I have a hard job. I don't want to come home and be outraged.
Exactly, and I mean,
You
like I said, I think those are just
know?
a lot of times it's just for views, which is sad that people will
But
latch
who
on to the
watches that?
negativity instead of the positive message.
I don't understand.
Mhm.
Maybe I'm a weirdo. I don't know. Yeah,
Pops.
yeah. I don't want to watch other people complaining. I, I
Yeah.
I got a partner at work today. I told him, I said, "You're the most miserable bastard I've ever met." I couldn't take it. He started laughing. I said, every word. I said, as soon as you open up your mouth, I know it's going to be you complaining. So, do you like anything? And he started laughing. But anyway,
Yeah.
We like Path of the Pale Rider. We like
Thank
her own
you.
tales. So let's
Yeah,
close it out. I got to get ready because I'm going to have Kelsey.
yeah,
We're gonna have fun.
it's time.
Yeah.
I covered everything. Go watch the stuff over in Riddle Short Films and Shenanigans. There's lots of fun stuff, and this section is just going to continue to grow. We were talking about some of the things that I'm going to be working on with Pops and one of my guests today because he wants to do some acting. So I have a lot of
That's
ideas.
great. You don't even need to put makeup on to make him a zombie.
For Pops. I mean, we'd have killed him twice now.
I don't think you killed him enough.
Oh no, Pops. But these are a lot of fun. A lot of times they're fan interactive. So I'll tell people what I'm going to work on. And then, we'll give them the opportunity to either send in video or send in like pictures. I
Yeah, this is
zombified.
so cool.
I'm just
You were
gonna
building
show
a
super
community
quick.
out
Look,
of your,
in
I
the
think that is so
credits,
cool.
here's Pops. I've zombified 40 people. See what I mean?
Oh yeah, there you go.
I put him through like
Only
filters
slightly.
and
He's only slightly more scarier.
but this was a ton of fun. So it's like all you had to do was send me a creepy selfie and I did the rest. So we like doing things that are outside the box here. And then you get to see yourself as part of the world. So that's all I got. That's all I got. We're having
Yeah.
fun. We're having a lot of fun. Come along, join the shenanigans, read the story and think about it and see if you can figure it out. There's lots of stuff going on here. Hope to see you.
Yeah, you come up with some real crazy and fun ideas for your comics. It's inspiring actually because you realize, and it's just you for the most part. It's like you don't have a team.
Well, I
you're
have
a mom too, right?
Inker, Gilbert. I have Matt Chambers, who's my colorist, and I have Rachel Bullock, who is my editor. So it's the four of us as a team, and we work together to make the best product.
Well, I meant for all your little shot skis and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's all me.
Yeah,
that's all me.
And you're a mother, right?
I am. I have 2 kids.
So you must be that mom that like when the kid is like, "Mom, I got a project." You're like, "Project?"
I do. Yeah, I'm like, let's do it. Yeah, my kids are super crafty. When we get bored, we just like make slime. You know what I mean? Like we're that family.
That's cool.
I blew them apart, and then we collected both sides. They're both entertainment. We got to make sure we take advantage of that.
That is so cool. But I could talk for another hour, but I
know you got to go, sir.
Get ready for Kelsey. So for those of you who don't know, in 25 minutes, Kelsey, Shannon, and myself, we're going to take out Marvel Secret Wars and just go over the first 2 issues.
Cool.
And he only read the first 2 issues, so Kelsey doesn't know where it's going. I love that. So we got a new guy, and it's comics that we love. Positive love of comics.
Yes.
And Path of the Power. Look at this lady. She makes all of this stuff. The comic book with her team, and she makes all of this cool stuff. She does it because she loves it.
I do.
Yeah, it's so cool.
And thank you so much for having me on the show. Your crowd, your audience is wonderful. Thank you for having me, guys. And come along and enjoy.
I'm rooting for you, man. I think this is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, the first Secret Wars, the one that came out like 84, I forget the year. But I gotta go. I gotta get prepped up. All right, thanks everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.